BukSU-dxBU 104.5. It's more than just music.
Mayong adlaw mga higala, ang eleksyon hapit na. Andam na baka? Atong hatagan og bili ang husto o responsable nga desisyon karong eleksyon.
Ang pangutana, kung saan nato masiguro na sakto ang atong pagpili.
Siyempre, importante ang impormasyon, tanawa ang track record sa mga kandidato, kung sa ilang nahimo ug mahimo pa, basa ang ilang plataporma ug paminaw ang ilang tumong para sa komunidad.
Samtang nagkaduol ang eleksyon, likayi ang disinformasyon, pagsalig sa tinuod nga datos, dili lang sa mga patak-patak ka kampanya ug istorya.
Walay palitag boto. Atong desisyon ibase sa integridad ug kasaligan.
Ang imong boto dili ibaligya. Kini ang yawe sa bag-ong kaugmaon. Musa gamiton kini nga husto.
Magpakabana, mag-research ug magbotar nga responsable.
Sa mga botante karon nga eleksyon, pili ang angayan, suportahan ug gatong botaran, ayaw gayud ibaylo ang inyong boto sa kwarta nga mahanaw ra. Let's vote wisely for the community.
Kini nga pahinumdom gidala kaninyo sa Development Communication Students. Husto nga boto, hayag ka kaugmaon.
Ang adlaw nga kasagaran lang, apan kalit lang.
Ay Ginoo ko, linog mga anak, duol ka mo kanako. Ma, unsay atong buhaton?
Tanan, duck, cover, and hold. Ilawom sa lamisa, dayon. Sa kalit nga kalamidad, ang kahibalo makaluwas sa kinabuhi, unsaon pag-andam. Ayaw kalimot kung linog mo igo, dak, luhod og lingkod aron dili mahulog. Cover, tabuni ang ulo, ilawom sa lig-on nga butang. Hold, gopti og hugda hangtod muhumpay ang linog.
Ma, Papa, safe na ta? Oo anak, pero kinahanglan mag-check ta sa atong balay ug maminaw sa balita.
Mag-andam pud ta og emergency bag. Importante ang tubig, pagkaon o first aid kit. Mga higala, andam nga pamilya, mga higala, andam nga pamilya, luwas nga kinabuhi. Kini ang pahimangno ihatod ganinyo sa DXBU 104.5 FM ug sa mga development communication students sa Bukidnon State University.
Hunaw na kini, kung ang gabi, unya kalit nimong nabati ang aso sa hangin, may sunog na nagsugod sa inyong balay, kay balo ba ka unsa ang buhaton?
Libuan kabalay ang nasunog matag tuig ug daghang kinabuhi ang mawala tungod niini. Apan ang maayong balita, kadaghanan sa mga nasunog malikayan.
Ang oras may nungdanon. Aniya ang mga pamaagi aron malikayan ang sunog. Susiha ang inyong mga kordon o appliances. Ang dawtang cable makapahinabo og sunog, ayaw biyae ang nagluto nga walay nagbantay. Ang gamay nga siga mahimong dakong sunog sulod lang sa pipila ka minuto. Ibutang sa hustong lugar ang mga sinagulan nga dali masunog og ipahilayo ang posporo sa mga bata. Og labing importante, sulay kanunay ang inyong smoke alarm, ang maong tunog makaluwas sa kinabuhi.
Dili magpaabot ang sunog, apan mahimo kang andam, matmangon, mag-amping ug panalipdi, ang labing hinungdanon, imong pamilya ug balay.
Alang sa dugang impormasyon, kabahin sa paglikay sa sunog, bisitaha ang inyong lokal na fire department o kuntaka ang ilang contact number.
Kini nga pahinumdom gihatod kaninyo sa mga development communication students. Diri lamang sa DXBU 104.5 FM, ang educational ug community-based FM radio station of Bukidnon State University.
Uy, Marie, murag stress kay ka. Unsa man? Okay ra ka?
Basin ka daladala na kadiha og problema ha, isulti baya sa amua.
Hays, lagi uy, grabe kayong pressure sa eskwela. Daghan kayong paperworks ug deadlines. Sige na lang ko kabalakad, di na ko katulog. Ug murag, wala na ko'y gana sa tanan. Ambot na lang uy, wala ko kasabot sa kong gibati. Pasyente maila na kana sa anxiety ug depression. Anxiety ug depression? Unsa na? Ang anxiety ug depression kay seryosong mga sakit nga magdala og kasubo, tension sa lawas ug problema sa pagtulog. Pero daghan og pamaagi aron maayo ug maampingan atong mental health.
Sakto. Himua nga hatagan nimo og oras ang imong kaugalingon pinaagi sa pag-exercise, pag-yoga, pag-meditate, pag-istorya sa imong pamilya ug suod nga mga higala. Kung kinahanglan, dili gyud ikaulaw ang pagpangita og professional help.
Hala, mao ba? Salamat kay Tessa ug Bart. Karon siguro na gyud ako nga ampingan ako mental health nga mahimong layon ako sa depression ug anxiety.
Ang depresyon ug anxiety seryoso, maong dapat atimanon. Ang pagpangayo og tabang timaan sa kusog, dili ikaulaw. Busa ampingi ang imong kaugalingon, magpakaisog ug magpabiling positibo. Hatagi og panahon ang imong mental well-being ug likayi ang pag-inusara sa imong pakigbisog.
This is 104.5
DXBU 104.5.
Sa episode 17 sa Share to Heal, atong gisentro ang pagpanaghisgot sa isyu nga kilatisin ang kandidato, evaluating candidates beyond campaign promises. Kauban nato si Attorney Rona Ann B. Caritos, Executive Director sa Legal Network for Truthful Elections. Ipangutana siya kung unsaon sa ordinaryong botante pag ila kung ang mga saad sa kandidato klaro, mahimo pagayod o gapang ibog lamang.
I'll ask the question first in Cebuano so that our audience can fully grasp it, and then I will ask it again in English. Kasagara sa mga kandidato mubitiw og mga promiso nga maayo kaayo paminawon sa dalunggan. Pero unsaon man sa mga ordinaryo nga botante pagtansya o pagtimbang kung kini nga mga promiso klaro, makabot o dili lang pangdanilang og boto. Many candidates make promises, attorney, that sound good during campaigns. But how can ordinary voters tell if those promises are clear, doable, or just meant to attract votes?
Okay po, magandang question po yan, Sir Walter. Siguro para makatulong po to our fellow voters for better assessing the promises, the platforms, the programs of candidates. Siguro maganda rin pong isipin, for example, for local candidates. Ang term lang po nila ay 3 years. So, kailangan din natin tignan yung programa if doable ba siya in 3 years or for the senatorial position 6 years. So, ganun po siguro natin tignan na ito yung ito yung time frame na pwedeng gawin ng kandidata yung kanyang sinasabing pangako.
Ipangutana usab siya kung importante ba ang emosyon sa pagpili sa kandidato. Ingon niya, importante ang tinuod nga emosyon apan sa katapusan angay gayud nga mulabaw ang paghunghong. Kinahanglan tan-awon ang plataporma, dili lang ang mga sulti o drama. Sa kinatibuk-an, giingon ni Attorney Caritos nga ang mga botante kinahanglan masayod, mo research o mo tan-aw kung tinud-anay bagyod ang mga gustong buhaton sa kandidato alang sa kaayuhan sa tanan. Mao kana ang unod sa episode 17, busa paminaw, paglantaw ug pakigduyo sa Share to Heal Season 4.
Yes, good morning to all the listeners out there of the DXBU 104.5 Pag-Ambitay daw ang Kaulian Share to Heal Season 4. Welcome to our episode 18. Partner!
Yes, good morning everybody. Good morning, partner.
Morning. Belated Happy Mother's Day and belated Happy Birthday, partner.
Swerte kayo mga gianak no friends sa May 11, isa ra gyud among birthday, isa ra together with the celebration of Mother's Day. Giusa ra gyud siya, friend, nakatipid gyud me.
Lagi no na isa. So partner, kumusta man imong celebration sa imong Mother's Day din ha?
Oh yes, partner, it's amazing no kasi we went out, naglaag, and then of course moments with the family gyud. Ikaw, partner, how was the celebration of you and your mom and family during Mother's Day?
Okay kayo, partner, no? So I went home, naghatag mi sa akong sister og flowers and then chocolates kay mama. And then si Papa pod, napudo siya gi-order sa Shopee. Although wala ko kabalon sa gi-order sa Shopee.
Naabot naman ka on time.
Naabot naman siguro. Ako nakapangutana. But it was nice, no, sharing a meal with the family. No, once in a while manguli kita sa ato ang mga bariyo ata nagdako, no, in ana. And to all the mothers out there, sorry, voice crack. To all the mothers out there, belated happy Mother's Day to everyone. And I hope you had a blast with your family members as well, no? So, partner, pinaagi sa DXBU 104.5 FM, an educational and community-based FM radio station of Bukidnon State University. Inyong makita og mapaminawan ang atong live stream sa Facebook o sa DXBU 104.5 FM page. Kini nga programa inyong madunggan matag Miyerkules alas 9 hangtod alas 10 sa buntag. Atong batasanon ang pagpaminaw nining programa nga gahatud kanato og mga impormasyon alayon sa lain-lain nga dimensyon sa proyekto.
Yes, partner. Again, maayong buntag sa tanan, no? Ang Pag-Ambitay daw ag Kaulian Share to Heal Season 4 is a university-wide extension program of Bukidnon State University, the City of Malaybalay, and the 2nd Congressional District of Bukidnon, with the program leader, Dr. Joy Emirasol, project leader, Dr. Karina Joan V. Barroso, and extension director, Dr. Gemaline B. Paulican. Maayong buntag sa tanan. I am Ms. Rachel Ann Valera of the Language and Letters Department, International Affairs and Linkages Unit.
Among pagtimbaya sa atong Smart University President Dr. Joy M. Mirasol, Vice President for Academic Affairs Dr. Hazel Jean M. Abuela, Vice President for Administration and Finance Mr. Dante S. Victoria Jr., Vice President for Culture, Arts, Sports, and Student Services Dr. Lincoln V. Tan, and of course our program leader or our project leader, Vice President for Research, Extension, and Innovations Dr. Karina Joan V. Barroso. Maayong buntag usab sa tanang Smart BukSU employees and students ug sa tanan natong aktibo nga tigpaminaw sa BukSU-dxBU 104.5 FM ug mga viewers diha sa FB Live. Good morning sa inyong tanan din ha. Ako si Chesur Levanon Tolan, gikan sa College of Arts and Sciences, Language and Letters Department and Office of the Vice President for Administration and Finance. Og, partner?
Yes, kamo nagpaminaw sa tulumanon nga Pag-Ambitay daw ag Kaulian Share to Heal Season 4, inspiring collective action for sustainable futures.
Sa Pag-Ambitay og paghiusa, kalambuan, makabot ta.
Go!
Ikaw man to
Gabi pa atong partner. Gabi pa atong practice ganina. But anyway, go ahead, partner.
Yes, we would like to welcome all the listeners out there who are tuning into DXBU 104.5 FM and those who are watching via Facebook Live and via YouTube channel. Good morning sa inyong tanan din ha. And of course, good morning to all the drivers out there, to the commuters out there who are tuning in. Good morning. And to those vendors out there outside the school campus, no? Good morning to everyone. And to those who are still having their breakfast or their brunch, no? Good morning to everyone. And by the way, partner, for this episode, majority of the time, we will be speaking in English because our speaker, our resource person for this morning, came from South Korea, no? Yes. She's from South Korea and she still cannot understand Bisaya, but hopefully soon we will be able to teach her a few words, no? A word or two about or any Bisaya words. Yes.
I agree, partner. But before that, dakong good morning sa atong mga faculty members and students in the entire BukSU community that is tuning in with us this morning, no? This morning we will be talking about, or we will be discussing further about artificial intelligence with our title, AI or ALI, Decoding Truth and Ethics in the Age of Artificial Intelligence in Education. Just like what we said in our previous episodes, partner, AI is really here to stay, and it is something that we really have to talk about, and it's something that not only us educators must understand, but definitely with our students.
Yes, that is right, partner. And it's very timely, no? For our final episode, by the way, for this semester. Okay, for the information of everybody, the last service of the teachers for this semester will be on Friday. That's May 16, no? So this will be the last episode for this semester. So we will be seeing you again next semester. But before we proceed in introducing our guest speaker for this morning, let us listen to a message from our project leader and the Vice President for Research, Extension, and Innovations, Dr. Karina Joan V. Barroso.
Maayad haal daw inyo alan. Good day everyone. Welcome to Season 4 o Pag-Ambitay daw ag Kaulian, Share to Heal. Sa tanang nagpadayon sa pagsuporta, sa inyong pagkabana o pagkikiusa, daghang salamat. We extend our gratitude to you all who have stayed with us episode after episode, sharing in our mission to heal, empower, and take action. Because of your unwavering support, we are more inspired than ever to bring you relevant, action-driven discussions that directly contribute to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. This season, with the theme, Inspiring Collective Action for Sustainable Futures, we invite you to tune in, engage, and be part of the change. Each episode is designed to equip you with knowledge, spark conversations, and inspire action, because real transformation begins with awareness that leads to collective actions. Know that Share to Heal is not just a program, it is a call to action, a challenge to be aware, to care, and to move for the greater good. Through this initiative, Bukidnon State University stands with the world in tackling global challenges, proving that every voice matters and every action counts. Let us join hands in shaping a future that is more inclusive, resilient, and sustainable. So stay tuned with us, listen, reflect, and act, because your choices we make today define the future we build tomorrow. Madakala salamat, daghang salamat everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Karina Joan V. Barroso, our Vice President for Research Extension and Innovations. Partner, our topic for this morning is very close to my heart. Now, this is very dear. No? I really love this topic because I have been talking about AI in both my undergraduate and master's classes. No? And it is true that AI has significantly helped us in our day-to-day in our day-to-day activities and even in education. It is a huge help. No? And it has a huge impact as well in medicine and other kinds of fields, no? But we cannot deny its ethical implications. So this morning, partner, we are going to dive deep and talk about this very topic with our very special guest.
Yes, partner. This morning, it's truly an honor to be introducing our guest to talk about AI or AI, decoding truth and ethics in the age of artificial intelligence in education. Our guest this morning is a professor and a university research fellow at Far Eastern University in Manila, Philippines. With over 2 decades of experience in educational technology, she has led national and international projects and on ICT-based teaching strategies, digital transformation in higher education, and teacher capacity development in low to mid-tech environments. She previously held a faculty position at Yonsei University in South Korea and has worked with global organizations to advance edtech solutions across Asia and beyond. Her international academic engagements include serving as a visiting scholar at Indiana University's Department of Instructional Systems Technology and as a learning fellow at the Massey Center in New York, USA. Her research has been widely published in high-impact journals and is frequently cited, underscoring her influence in shaping digital transformation in education. As a dynamic speaker and advisor, partner at our speaker this morning has delivered keynote speeches at international events, including the CHED-funded Smart Nation Project in the Philippines. She currently heads the Digital Transformation Project across FEU schools and leads research on the integration of AI in education with a focus on ethics, inclusion, and learner empowerment. Our guest this morning remains a transformative leader in educational technology, committed to advancing educational equity, teacher development, and innovation. It is a great pride to introduce our guest speaker this morning, partner, no other than Dr. Hyunkyung Lee.
임기수님, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Can you hear us clearly, Professor?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I guess the audio is a bit soft. Can you please maybe request our tech team to please turn up the volume?
Good morning, Professor Lee.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
So while we are adjusting our volume from our end, any greetings or introduction that you would like to extend to our listeners and to our to those who are tuning in with us this morning?
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thank you for the wonderful introduction and inviting me today in this show. It's a real pleasure to join today's discussion because now, more than ever, we need thoughtful conversations about the promise of pitfalls of AI in education. So I'm so glad to be here today. So I'm really look forward to discussing with you guys.
Professor, we are very honored to have you here in this show. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. And then I visited nearby your university before when I had keynote speech in Mindanao. So it was a really new place. So for me, it's kind of familiar with the area for your university.
Yes, thank you so much, Professor.
All right, Professor. To start with the main discussion and to start the ball rolling on our topic this morning, Professor Lino, allow me to throw to you the first question. Many universities worldwide have started implementing ethical AI guidelines, yet most Philippine academic institutions lag behind in policy development. What ethical concerns should academic institutions in the Philippines address before fully integrating AI into research, academic writing, and output production, Professor Lee?
Okay, so AI actually holds great potential for improving learning and research. But without proper ethical guardrails, it can compromise academic integrity. So for Philippine academic institutions, the first concern is data privacy. So how student and faculty data are collected, used, and stored by AI systems. Second, I think is AI bias. Many AI tools are trained on data that may not represent our local context, which can lead to unfair or inappropriate outcomes. I think lastly, we need to consider the institutions need clear policies on accountability. If AI tool makes an error in grading or analysis, then who is responsible? So finally, there must be clarity in how AI used. Students and faculty should know when AI is involved and to what extent. So addressing these issues, I think, can help build trust and ensure that AI is implemented in ways that respect the human dignity and educational values.
Thank you so much for that, Professor Lee. Professor, you have mentioned about data privacy now just a while ago being one of the major concerns in the Philippines. In your view, how does South Korea balance AI innovations with ethical concerns like privacy and bias, and how can Philippines emulate from this?
I think it depends on the context between the countries. I think still Philippines is in developing situations in terms of using technologies, including AI, and then the South Korea is already advanced kind of country in terms of using technology, right? So with this AI, and then so it. I believe there are really necessary to have the stages or steps to build up from the beginning to the advanced levels. So I think for the privacy issues, also we need to build up the infrastructure to set up all the privacy issues used when they use AI. So these days, I feel like in the Philippines, still some place they don't have any internet connections, or still they are really have a lot of challenges to use technologies. So when we talk about AI issues, Of course, we need to think about privacy issues as well. But at some point, we need to think about how to make the process or the stages to build up to get all the data with the privacy issues. So compared to South Korea, I think Philippines, it's more necessary to have time to start to have the first stage and then the next stage.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Professor Lee. Because just for a context for our listeners, South Korea has already a national AI ethics charter which was established in 2020, while the Philippines do not have an AI ethics policy yet. No, and then it's very great because the government itself, the South Korean government, is the one who developed this charter with consultation with the academics, tech companies, and ethicists, no? And then be or anchored on the principles human dignity, transparency, accountability, safety, and inclusivity, which again the Philippines do not have yet. And by 2030, the South Korean government aimed to be the top 3 or one of the top 3 powerhouses when it comes to artificial intelligence. Now, so in terms of establishing policies, the Philippines is actually lagging behind. Yeah, just like what Professor Lee said a while ago. So this might be a wake-up call, no, to our congressmen who were just elected.
Yes,
the
new politicians. The new politicians newly elected
who were
right
just
now.
elected. No, this is a wake-up call. No, we are lagging behind in terms of AI, and if we are lagging behind, it has a huge impact on education as well. Thank you so much for that, Professor Lee. Partner?
Yeah, sure.
No, go ahead, partner. You have the question. Do you still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Professor Lee, I actually I went to FEU last month for the Bintana conference, no? And then it was actually the talk of Dr. Ponpun from Thailand. She talked about AI, no? And then during the open forum, this question was raised, but I also want to get your idea from this topic because a lot of faculty members here in Bukidnon State University has also experienced this one. Softwares or plagiarism detectors such as Turnitin flags AI-generated texts, but actually they are written by humans, but they are flagged as AI. No? So how can the Philippine universities refine their academic integrity policies to account for AI-generated content to ascertain its credibility and integrity to avoid this kind of errors?
Yeah. So the current policies on plagiarism and originality were not designed with AI in mind. Tools like Turnitin can flag AI-generated content, but they don't answer deeper questions about authorship and learning issues. So Philippine universities should move beyond detection to the education, teaching students and faculty what ethical AI use looks like. For example, universities might allow students to use AI for brainstorming or language support, but require full discourse of any AI assistance, similar to citing sources. Like when they use the AI, they need to just cite where they get this from, what kind of AI tools, or something like that. So faculty should also receive a training on how to interpret AI-related outputs. So most importantly, academic integrity policies must be updated to distinguish between using AI to support learning and using AI to bypass thinking. So this balanced approach promotes responsible innovation while maintaining core academic standards.
Yes, I agree with that, Professor Lino. And then the danger in using plagiarism detectors such as Turnitin is that academic institutions actually has a has their own policies, because we don't have a unifying policy in the Philippines yet, no, from the government itself. So so all the institutions, or mainly most of the institutions in the Philippines, has their own policies on AI. And then Turnitin has been, or plagiarism detector tools such as Turnitin, has been one of the tools used by the institutions to check for AI contents in the write-ups of the students. And then these research papers went through rigorous editing with the advisor. And then the advisor would say that this is not AI generated. I wrote this part, no? But plagiarism detecting tools, or AI detector tools are flagging it as AI. So that's a huge danger as well, no? So if we have maybe proper trainings on how to use that, or even the plagiarism detector tools or AI detector tools, I mean, they are still in progress. I mean, they are still work in progress. Am I correct, Dr. Lee? Or yeah. Do you agree with my sentiment, Professor Lee?
Yeah. That's the part anyway. So that I think that's related to the issues that we always so concerned about, the dishonesty, like for the students when they use the AI, they can say, okay, I didn't use any AI. It's original. This paper is from me. When they say something like that to their faculties and their teachers, then how can we figure out this is really real or not, right? So we have to believe in anyway the students what they're saying. And then, but in other ways, when we use the AI detections, tools like Turnitin, then but it's really just challenging to kind of find out which one is real or which one is truth. So it's related to the humans kind of honesty, the mind, right? That area, how we can just communicate with those area with AI.
Yeah, still going back to the core principle established by the South Korean government, human dignity in their AI framework. Just curious, Professor Lee, before I turn you over to Rachel for another question. You have taught at South Korea, and then currently you are at Far Eastern University. May I ask, how do the South Korean academic institutions and FEU treat AI in research papers or in education?
Okay, so when I have taught at NC University in South Korea before I joined FBU, we already had AI tools like ChatGPT in the classroom. So at the time, I gave the students some guidelines how to use ChatGPT when they have their work, like especially, for example, I use the ChatGPT when they have their group work, like when they have their, the group topics they need to do, work together with other peers. And then they, some groups, they can use the ChatGPT while they are discussing. So that means they can compare their ideas, with the AI ideas. And then the other groups, they don't have any experiences using ChatGPT in their group work. That means they just have to use their own ideas as humans. So they can see the differences between the outcomes. How, when they have the outcomes from AI, they already have their ideas. They can expand their ideas after they get the ideas from AI. But the other side, they have only their own original ideas without any AI tools. So they can see the differences. They could have the differences between two different groups because that part is more like we can encourage them to use AI in the classroom without any just the providing them using AI. So that is more like a free kind of decisions from the faculty members how to use ChatGPT or other AI tools in the classroom in South Korea, in my experience. But here, when I just came here in the Philippines, and then when I try to do that in same ways, but sometimes it's hard to use that the AI tools in the classroom. Because as I said earlier, sometimes it's hard to connect to the, like connections, right? So that is a really basic thing that we have to solve first before we use some kind of tools like AI. So that is really challenging for me to see the use of technology in the classroom. At the same time, when I talk about the AI, then we have to do they explain why you have to use AI tools in the first. So those are little gaps over there when I just came here that I felt. This is still ongoing, I think, the process.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that,
Professor Lee. For the next question, with all these skepticism that's going on, not only for the students but most definitely from the faculty, what would be your advice to faculty members who remain skeptical about using AI as a tool for enhancing quality education, and for those as well who see AI as a form of, I'm sorry to say this term, but a laziness towards how students create their outputs, Professor Lee?
I completely understand the skepticism about the AI. Many educators worry about AI might replace their roles or lower academic rigor. But I would encourage faculty to view AI not as a threat, but as a tool, one that when used well, it can enrich our teaching. For example, AI can help automate a routine task like checking grammar or summarizing readings, giving teachers more time to focus on mentoring and critical thinking activities. So in that sense, we can say like AI can have more advantage that we can use. It can also assist in differentiating instruction for diverse learners. However, the key is human oversight. Faculty should remain the architects of the learning experience. So start small, perhaps by using AI to help generate quiz questions or course outlines, and build from there. With informed use, AI can actually strengthen the quality and creativity of education. That's what I believe.
Thank you so much for that, Professor Lina. I was supposed to ask that question, the last part, your answer, the one that you said that the user should be the one at the steering wheel, no? Because I was supposed to ask you who is held accountable, no? If there are lapses in AI use. So you said a while ago that it's the user. It's actually the user. So therefore, it is very necessary to have trainings, to have or to include this in our mainstream discussion, because I believe in South Korea, AI is already part of the mainstream discussion of the public, of the and then here in the Philippines, I am also glad that you have said it a while ago, Professor Lee, that we should not view AI as our enemy,
a
threat, as a villain. Because here in the Philippines, we use AI, but whenever we talk about AI, it seems like it's villainized. No, it's tagged as being, or the users of AI are being lazy. They don't know how to write, so they use AI. So AI is actually villainized. Now, it's very great that you mentioned that AI is not a threat. No, but it's it's an aid. It's an aid for education and for other fields as well. Yes, partner, do you still have?
Yeah, in addition to that, I just some kind of things I just get in my mind is that that's why it's really important to ask questions to AI.
Yes.
And we don't want to just use this some kind of questions that which not necessary or not useful. So that means we need to really think more to get the really great questions that we can use to AI tools. So that means we need to think more and then get more ideas first before we use AI, so that we can have more kind of a process when we have our work with AI, not just replace, but we need to think more like, use how to use effectively this tool. So I really strongly recommend that we need to use really great questions when we use AI. So that's I think, a really good, point that we make sure.
Yes, thank you for that, Professor Lee. Partner, I'm so sorry. I have another question.
Yes, go ahead.
Professor Lee, I think we're going overtime today.
I think so.
Professor Lee, you have mentioned a while ago, or I have mentioned a while ago, that there should be trainings, no? And then you agreed with it. So how early are students in Korea exposed to conversations around ethical use of AI? And how do you expose your students in Far Eastern University in ethical use of AI?
So maybe it's a little hard to really exactly how to, differences between two, countries, universities. But in South Korea, they already started to use AI detailed textbook from elementary school.
Wow.
This year. So that means they planned before already to use a whole AI textbook for all the students from elementary to the high schools. So that means they planned, and then they just provided all the resources and the teacher training, and then they already ready to use this AI textbook in schools with their students. So from this year, they already started to use a whole AI textbook instead of the paper book.
Wow.
And then they getting expand more schools, like to get more students, and then they are planning to have all the schools use AI textbook by, if I just correctly understand it, by 2028, like that. So it's more like for 3 years, around for 3 years in South Korea, they already plan to, get the process to use AI textbook for all the schools. But here, as I said earlier, and here in the Philippines, still they need to get all the environment first. I think they need to understand why they have to use AI, and then they, at the same time, they need to have all the set up the infrastructure, and then they use the AI with the curriculum. They need to make all the environment to support the use of AI for the students. So in that sense, I feel like, okay, so now we can start from the training for the teachers first, that they need to understand why they have to consider these AI tools in their classrooms. That's I think is the first thing we need to do.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Professor Lee. No, and I really agree with you. I really hope that I can invite you to my class. No, hopefully in the future, Professor Lee, to to talk about AI as well. Last question from me, Professor, before I turn you back to Rachel, because I think I'm hogging all the time here.
You're enjoying your time, partner, no?
Yeah. Professor Lee, can you share to us what? Because Philippines, as we have established a while ago, is lagging behind from South Korea when it comes to crafting the AI policies. What were the challenges that the South Korean government faced that the Philippines might encounter as well in creating the AI policy framework?
I think I already mentioned that part. Is some people feel like, okay, AI is not really good. Right? And then we just feel like, okay, AI may replace my roles, my
Yes.
jobs. That is more like negative perspective. And then the other side of like me, okay, this is not really replace the humans, but it's gonna just only tool. That means that it depends on how we can the use it. It doesn't mean like they're gonna just use us, right? So that is more like a different perspective opinions. So when we just adopt on new tools or use new tools, think about new tools, there are certain kind of a criteria that many people have a different perspective. So that means when we have one policy that everyone agrees, that means it really takes time to persuade them why this is really important. How can we use these tools? Those are a really necessary process to persuade and then to discuss with the people who are not really accepting this with new technology. Yeah, so maybe in the Philippines also, I think that's why many people feel like, okay, not in the same way, but it's different ways. So maybe many people not agree with this part, but at the other part also mentioned we need to do it. So that is really hard to make the combine all together at once and then at the same page. That's the first thing that maybe we need to do.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Professor Lee. I will now turn you over to Rachel.
Okay.
All right, Professor, we actually have more questions to come, and this will be coming from our second segment of Share to Care. We have questions from our social media research team. Allow me to introduce our field reporter, Ms. Rob Mary Chris Agnes V. Candano of the COT faculty.
Thank you, partners, and good morning to all our listeners. We are truly grateful for the insights shared by our guest today, Dr. Lee. I am Rosemary Candano from the Social Media Research Team, and to make this discussion more engaging, we have invited a student to join us and ask a question for our guest. Let us hear from Stella Daphne Sereno, a student leader from the Electronics Technology Department.
As a student, I worry sometimes when using AI tools for writing and studying means I'm cheating. How do we know when using AI is still part of learning and not crossing the line?
Thank you for the question, Stella. At this point, I turn you back over to our studio for the guest response. Back to you, partners.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rob Mary. Dr. Lee, did you get the question?
Okay. Yeah, that's a very valid concern. The line between support and, as I said earlier, dishonesty can feel blurry. Here is a helpful way to think about it. If you are using AI to explain a difficult concept or to generate practice questions, so you can study better. That's a learning aid. But if you are copying an AI-generated essay and submitting it as your own work, that's academic dishonesty, as I said before, right? And then schools need to help students understand where that line is and create spaces where AI is used clearly and positively, just like using a calculator in math. It's not cheating if you understand the process to solve the problem, but it's only cheating when you use it to skip learning altogether. So that depends on your really honesty, kind of a mind when you use AI.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Professor Lee. Professor, we have a question from our Facebook Live. I guess our tech team will flash it. Okay.
I think the question goes, when I use AI, it feels like it knows a lot about me, even my writing style or the topics I like. Or sometimes it knows about your designation, partner, no, who you are, your name.
Yes.
Is it safe for students or even faculty to use AI tools, or are we giving away too much information without knowing it?
That's right. Many AI tools do collect data, such as your writing style, interest, or even behavior patterns. That's why privacy must be part of digital literacy. Students should learn to read privacy policies, avoid entering personal or sensitive data, and use tools that are recommended or endorsed by their schools. It's also important to understand that sometimes there are a lot of free tools, free AI tools often make money by collecting user data. So yes, while AI can be helpful, it's just smart to be cautious. So digital safety is part of being a responsible learner in today's world. So in my case, I tend to share minimal personal information and carefully manage both my questions and the AI answers. My goal is to guide the AI towards generating better ideas, which I then evaluate to make my own informed decisions.
Yes, thank you so much, Professor Lee, for that wonderful answer. And Professor, I guess it's 8:45. So to avoid being prompted by the team, Professor, as much as we want to keep you here with us, I believe you also have your commitments as well, no? But thank you so much for being with us this morning, Professor. Professor, do you have a final message to all our listeners out there, for the students, faculty, and even the public who are listening to this episode?
Okay. Thank you so much anyway for this really wonderful communication today. And we are really living in a crucial moment for education. AI will not replace teachers or students, but those who know how to use it wisely may have a benefit. So let's not fear AI, but let's not blindly adopt it either. Instead, let's build a culture of ethical, reflective, and inclusive AI use. And let's ensure that our policies, teaching practices, and learning environments are designed not just for efficacy, but for equity, empowerment, and critical growth. As I said, AI is a tool. Its impact depends on our values and choices. So thank you very much for inviting me to be part of this meaningful conversation today.
Thank you very much, Professor Lee. We really hope to see you in person, and I also hope to invite you soon in one of my classes.
We look forward to having you here in Bukidnon State University anytime soon or in the future. Thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Hyunkyung Lee, a university professor in Far Eastern University.
Thank you.
And now, for a moment of inspiration and creativity, we believe in celebrating the great creativity and resilience of our students. Get ready to be amazed as we listen to Christine Marcelino of the BS Food Technology.
dahilan, ako lang ang nakakaalam. Magulang ko'y ginawa na ang lahat ng paraan upang mahiwalay sa aking natutunan. Subalit iniwan ko ang ibinigay na karangyaan. Kung ano ang dahilan, ako lang ang nakakaalam. Musika ang buhay na aking tinataglay. Ito rin ang dahilan kung ba't ako naglalakbay. Musika ang buhay na aking tinataglay. Ito rin ang dahilan kung ba't ako ako'y narito upang ipaalam na di ako nagkamali sa aking daan. Gantimpala'y di ko hangad na makamtan, kundi ang malamang tama ang aking ginawa. Musika ang buhay na aking tinataglay. Ito rin ang dahilan kung ba't ako naglalakbay. Musika ang buhay na aking tinataglay. Ito rin ang dahilan kung ba't ako Musika ang buhay na aking tinataglay. Ito rin ang dahilan kung ba't ako Halos lahat ay nagtatanong doon sa aming bayan, sa gitnang kanluran na aking pinagmulan. Sila'y nalilito, ba't daw ako nagkaganito? Kung ano ang dahilan, ako lang ang
Yeah.
Yes, and that was Christine
Yeah.
Marcelito of the BS Food Technology Program.
Yes, partner. Time check, mga higala. It's 8 minutes before the hour of 10. And it's time for our synthesis. And partner, no, ganahan ko sa discussions gid nato karon nga buntag, no. Dili jud kay siya halata nga murag ako.
Yeah.
Hindi ko pangutan.
Dili kayo kanang obvious na you're really into the topic of AI, partner, no. Pero because of your interest gyud na-enrich gyud atong discussion this morning.
And then I really like it, partner, nga kanang naaygi himo nga comparison si Professor Lee mo kanina, no? Before I go into that comparison, I've been seeing a lot of posts recently in social media shaming students na gagamit og AI. For example, na-post na yun nga, shame on the students nga gagamit og AI. Inana. The comparison made by Professor Lee a while ago, no, is those students or those people who are also using calculators, no, diba? So does that mean if you are using calculator, you don't know the system or etc. or the how it works on how a thing should be solved, for example? No, it does not mean that way. Technology, now in general, is there to help us. No, it's there to help us, but there is a need to know, diba, before you can use the calculator correctly, you must know the process well. No, so
the process and the purpose, partner, no?
Process and purpose. Following that kind of logic, before we are going to use AI tools, we must also know the process and purpose. No, in order for us to use the AI efficiently. Okay, partner, nakatry ko ana, partner, no? Na ako, statistics na ako sa una, partner, sa akong masteral. Na ako'y laptop nga dala, kay naaman ng minitab, gitawag siya minitab, na ako'y calculator. Pero partner, di ko katimaan sa mga formula. Useless gawin kay siya. Diba? Nga na ba? So, we need to know first how it works, how it should be prompted before you can make use of the full potential of that kind of technology. No? And then, I believe, partner, nakikishare sa ko kaganina, agay.
Yes, partner. Kay, as human as we are, if something comes to us, kanang bag-o, na new things that comes to us, it's actually a human kind of instinct to fear it at first.
Yes.
And just like what Professor Lee had mentioned, no, let us not fear AI, but let us not also blindly embrace it. We have to know its, katuloy mo mentioned, its purpose and, ano sa to isa?
Process.
It's process for us not to be, blinded by other people's judgment on how to really use and fully utilize AI, no? Kay as during our discussion ganina, partner, no, AI is really here to stay. AI is it's a tool, and dako gyud siya impact if we just know how to properly use and utilize it on our daily basis, and definitely when it comes to the academe.
Yeah, and then I just want to put it out there, no, the South Korean government, just like what Professor Lee said a while ago, they have started this year, no, they have started to use AI textbooks or AI textbooks in the elementary years. That means elementary pa lang, aware na ang mga bata on how to use properly the artificial intelligence tools or AI tools. No, so dinhi sa tua, daghan jud kay hesitations.
Yes.
Hesitant kayo ta ang mga teachers, moingon gid nga kanang do not use AI, no, especially mga bata pa ba na elementary. So the thinking dayon diretso is that kung bata pa kayo, tudluan na nimo gamit og AI, na makatuon pa baka na. Diba? Nga na, dayon ang mga questions. Or even the parents, mayroon nga, AI, unsa day pulos na din sa inyong teacher kung mag-AI ra day gihapon mo. Nga na ba? No? So, that's one of the problems encountered by the South Korean government before they were able to establish a particular AI policy framework. No? And most probably good, the Philippines will encounter the same if we are also going to establish our own AI policy framework. And hopefully, we can establish our AI policy framework already, no? Kay tagaod na gyud. 7 to 10 years behind na ta sa ato ang mga contemporary sa Asian countries or sa Asian countries.
That's a good reminder, partner, no? And just like what you mentioned earlier, mga newly elected politicians, beka naman. I think this is the high time for you to really utilize the platforms that you were, presenting to the people during the times that you were running during the election period. No, I think this is a wake up call for them, partner. No,
and then I believe also, partner, no, previously we had a guest from USTP.
Oh yeah.
We talked about AI as well, and then he said that there is already a bill proposed. However, murag I know, basig ako lang siguro dili updated, no? Murag nahilom man siya, partner, no?
Yeah. I remember that one.
Okay, murag lahi ang ato ang discussion, atong gi-prioritize nga mga topics din sa ato ang government. But hopefully, AI and AI policy framework will be one of the major discussions nga mahitabo diya sa Congress and sa Senate. And of course, hopefully it will be approved by the Executive Committee.
All right. Tsada gid kaya itong discussion this morning, partner.
Yes.
Oh, and another one, no. I just want to highlight this one as what Professor Lee had mentioned kanina, no. For the faculty and for those who are teaching, no. So, even though with the presence of AI, no, faculty, us teachers should still remain the architect of learning. So there's really no need for us to fear AI, that AI will replace us in our jobs. No. Because kita na mga teachers or magtutudlo, kita gyud, we should always and consistently remain the architect of learning, not only inside the classroom, but for our respective institutions and for our respective, professions, no?
Yes, that is true.
So we would like to acknowledge the LGU Malaybalay headed by Honorable J. Warren Pabillaran, 2nd Congressional District of Bukidnon headed by Attorney Jonathan Keithy Flores, our BukSU President Dr. Joy Emirasol, OVP Ray and our Program Leader Dr. Karina Joan Barroso, and our Dimension Head Dr. L. Christine D. Melendez, Media Literacy and Dimension Leader. And of course, to all the Technical Working Committee of the Share to Heal Season 4. Daghan salamat sa inyo pag-apil o paghatag og panahon sa atong diskusyon karong adlaw.
Ikaw si
Mag-introduce pa na balik.
Dili daw, extra Rachel and Valera.
Sige. This has been your host, Miss Rachel Ann Valera of the College of Arts and Sciences, Language and Letters Department, International Affairs and Linkages Unit.
Daghang salamat mga higala sa pakiguban ug hangtod sunod semester sa samang takna alas 9 hangtod alas 10 sa buntag sa samang adlaw matag Miyerkules sa samang estasyon DXBU 104.5 FM. Magpadayon kita sa pagtinabangay alang sa mas maayo nga kaugmaon para sa tanan. Mga higala sa makausab, daghang salamat sa pag-uban sa mua nining programa karon nga semester. Dirita mag-end no sa ato ang episode 18 no sa ato ang karon nga semester, and hopefully we will be able to see you again next semester for a brand new episode sa maong programa. Daghang salamat ug kami nagpabilin og pahinumdum sa Pag-Ambitay ug paghiusa kalambuan makabota. Ako si Sir Levan Antolan gikan sa College of Arts and Sciences, Language and Letters Department. God bless us all.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Besh, kabalo mo unsa ang quality assurance sa atong universidad?
Murag about sa kalidad sa atong edukasyon? Pero unsa man jud ilang ginabuhat?
Sila ang